Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Moffat on Money with the lovely and gracious Miss Ellen. It's
Hi.
been a little while, had a little break. Glad to be back with you.
Hey,
Good to see.
Melissa.
Good to
By the
see you,
way,
Melissa.
Melissa, I was not in wardrobe. I was not in makeup, obviously. I was just trying to cool down. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Yes, it's I don't know what 55 degrees outside, and
It's
Ellen is burning
71
up.
upstairs, and I am so hot. That's what happens when you get to be an older female.
It's actually about 70 outside. I thought it was cooler.
Mm-mm.
I'm cold, so we
We can
make
switch
quite the pair.
places because the AC's on downstairs and not upstairs.
AC's not on down here.
You
Better
sure?
not be.
Okay.
It's cold enough. Anyway, good to
Mm-hmm.
see y'all. It's been a while. We had a little break um, with road travels and just general other demands on life and
Mm-hmm.
issues. But it's good to be back with you for Tuesday night. Hope you've got a bunch of questions lined up. But
Carson.
Carson, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Oh, it's 76 in West Hollywood right now. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm already having a hot flash. I mean, come on. I'm old. It's a thing.
You're not old. You just enjoying that
Sorry.
change of life thing.
No, I'm not enjoying it.
Carson, you can have me for a few minutes. That's about all I need to read. You can have me for a few minutes until I start doing plumbing for a friend.
Carson, I'm not sure what kind of plumbing you're doing, but I hope it's the, I can't even, I was going to finish that. I'm like, that's worse. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Carson, thank you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
There's some opportunity with that post. We'll just let that ride.
Yes.
So it's
I
good to
actually
see everybody.
just delivered 7 puppies 2 nights ago. After I got back from my grandfather's, that was one of my friends has an Australian Shepherd, and she was going into labor, and I ran over there at good knows how long I was there, but it was probably what 9, 7, 8, 9 when I
You
went over
left here
there.
about 7, got back about 10:30 or 11.
11, yeah. Yes, puppies. I will send Clay. I'll email him the photo from this morning. And we will, yes, they were Australian Shepherds. They're beautiful. I mean, they were like red merles, blue merles, tricolors. They were absolutely gorgeous.
Now, are they full size Australians or miniature?
They're actually mid-size. They're not like completely full size. Um, Hang on. I will send you a picture. Mail. Who am I emailing? But yes, it's a service I put out there for free. The non-euphemistic plumbing. That's funny. Um, I deliver puppies, just whenever.
She takes call when it's puppies.
Puppies. I love
She
puppies.
she loves puppies. I'm still waiting on that email to come.
It's coming. I'm sending it right now. I have to insert. There we go. There.
Hello,
It is.
Brentwood. Good to see you. Glad to
Hey,
have you
Brentwood.
just lurking. Appreciate you joining us. It's been a little while.
It has.
We had a little break, so it's good to get the family back together.
I'm gonna send you another one too. Of Mama and Puppies. Oh God, I hope I downloaded it. I think I did.
Okay, I'm getting one here. Oh wow, that's a mess of puppies.
It's yeah, 8 total, but by the time I left, it's 7. I think they had it all figured out.
Today's 21. Make sure. Let's see. I got to
Yeah.
save it,
Okay.
then open it.
Sending one of you with Mama and Puppies too. That's been sent as well. We'll do plumbing for Mexican food. Ah, hey, listen, Brentwood, don't leave without seeing all the puppies and their mama. They're the
That
puppies.
that is a batch of puppies right there.
Yep. So you've got the y'all can't see when I point. You've got a red merle, in which is the most noticeable, I guess, and the blue merle beside no up top, up
That one.
further up. No, up. Okay, okay, that's a tricolor. Then come down. That's a blue merle. To the yep, that's a red merle. And then come that's a tricolor, and then another tricolor, and then a red merle, and then a tricolor, and then a blue merle. Yep.
Okay.
Those are the puppies. It was fun. It was a long time, but somebody told them that they should get just a C-section. And I was like, no, 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 no. Let her do her thing. There's the mama. There's Ruby and all her little babies.
That's her first litter, I believe.
It is her first litter. Yes,
So she's a little bit of a proud mama.
she is. She looks like she's like, I'm so tired too. Because that was the next morning after she had all the little babies, but they are stinking cute. How many are coming home
Melissa
with you?
Hush.
Negative, negative, negative. Um, I love puppies. Australian Shepherds, however, tend to be slightly neurotic and they are high maintenance, high energy. That's just not me.
Yeah,
So,
they need a place where they can run and animals they can herd.
and they are working dogs and they are precious. I kissed every single one and broke all the um, amniotic sacs and made sure they were all good and healthy and they are precious. I love puppies, but no, no, thank you. I'm good. I got my two idiots back here that I love. And actually, Lula is trying to hump Chunk again. She's in heat. Stop it. Leave him alone.
Yeah, you actually feel bad for Chunk, and Chunk's usually the one abusing Tallulah. He's
Not.
bigger, twice her size,
Hmm.
kind of punks on her a little bit,
But
but
when she's in heat, forget that.
yeah, she's just all over him. And it's like, that's your son. Have you no decency, woman?
But if y'all want an Australian Shepherd, y'all let me know. Um, Ruby is a very, very, very sweet girl. She's a great mom. She has done quite well with. Sorry, with her first litter, and it's great. I mean, she was right there. We let her eat a couple placentas, but not all of them because they could make him sick, and that's a whole nother issue. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And I
Puppies.
just gotten home from Lincolnton, seeing my grandfather again, and taking care of a little more of that mess, and going back. And on December, when's your surgery?
6th.
The 6th, 7th, or 8th, and then staying for a couple days. And I'll be back here.
Yeah, I'm having cataract surgery.
Hmm.
So have the one eye that is deteriorating quickly.
One eye, one eye.
So going to go ahead and have them both. They've got some sort of new technology, which the lens is adjustable after it's been implanted. It uses UV light to shape that lens and create little distortions in the lens, which then focuses the light better on your retina. And they
It's kind of
adjust
cool.
one eye for near vision and one eye for far vision. So you basically no longer need reading glasses or glasses at all. And, since the lens is gone, don't have any further problems with cataracts or distortions or, the weakening of the muscles used to try to focus the light. So it's all set, and I think should last me till, I'm warm food. So,
Well, you and I both have an astigmatism in both eyes, correct?
yeah. And they
Okay.
can adjust for that.
And I've got cataracts as well. So hopefully, I know it won't last as long as Clay before I have to have surgery, but hopefully I'll last a few more years.
Yeah, it'll mine went pretty quick. So going to go ahead and have the surgery done. Now we're getting to the dead sexy part of the show.
Which is that?
Enough with the chitter chatter.
Okay.
This almost ought to be rated, not safe for work.
What are we doing?
This is definitely not approved for children.
Oh.
But Ellen went ahead and gave me.
Wait. I have to explain. Okay, guys, when I buy somebody like a present for their birthday or Christmas or whatever, I cannot refrain from just giving it to them. I have to. It's like, it's a disease, I think. I just get so excited. And I'm like, yeah, I can't. You just have to have it like right now. So I bought Clay's Christmas and birthday present because Clay's birthday is December 26th. Christmas is December 25th for him a few days ago, and it came much earlier than I suspected. So I went ahead and gave it to him because I can't help it.
Here is the Christmas present. I mean, that's just a dead sexy little piece of steel right there. Nice little, well-balanced, for fine chopping.
And it's got a bottle opener and something else.
It's got a bottle opener and a nice little finger grip to better control it. It's just a sweetly little balanced piece of steel. It really is. It's got a good feel. Nice. I'm not sure what the wood is.
I don't know.
Maybe a burled walnut. Don't know. Not sure.
But since Clay's birthday is after the day after Christmas, I figured his birthday present should be better than his Christmas present.
Well, this is the Christmas present.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is the birthday present. Now, the other was a nice piece of steel. This is a damn fine chunk of steel. This mullet is solid. I don't know, a good 2.5 pounds, but it gets some momentum going. It don't want to stop. But
Clay loves weapons. It's a thing.
Knives.
True.
Yes. Just a very nice piece of very fine chopping. Good chopping blade. So looking forward to trying that out.
Yeah, they're both hand forged, so they should be. I hope they're quality. If not, I will send those biatches back.
Yeah. They are. I'm familiar with the maker, Kulina, and they make very nice blades. They do good work. So, and this thing, I don't know if you can really tell the thickness.
I think he likes it.
But that's a good 3/8 inch. I mean, it is a solid chunk of steel. This is, I don't know, 2.5, 3 pounds.
It's quite heavy. Hey, Carrie Berry's mom. We were just showing everyone what I gave Clay for his birthday and Christmas, which I know has not occurred yet, but I can't help it. I got to give.
Yeah, we'll probably get banned off YouTube now for, threatening viewers.
Well, there are ads for that on YouTube.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they work. I've actually been eyeing these knives for a year or two. Never pulled the plug because I'm thinking, but Ellen saw them and was duly inspired. So
I figured
that's the sexiest thing you're going to see on YouTube tonight. That's just hard to beat.
the best part was when he was opening them and he looked at him and his face, just the grin. He was like, hmm. And that was just the first knife for his for Christmas. And the second one, his face just lit up even bigger for the bigger knife.
So now I'm in a quandary.
Why?
Now to the quandary part of the show. Normally I buy Christmas gifts like the day before Christmas. It's actually a good day to go shopping because you're happy to find anything that might be suitable. So it just makes the decision-making process a whole lot easier. But, don't want to wait till the last minute. So I need some help with some ideas of what to get Ellen.
Nothing.
Thinking like, a new skillet or maybe an iron.
We have 3 irons. We have 10 skillets. I think we're good.
So an ironing board. What do y'all think? Y'all have any good suggestions? Y'all know Ellen pretty good.
Yeah, I won Christmas. Thank you, Carrie Berry's mom. I won. Even before Christmas.
So
I win.
yeah.
I had
I'm counting on y'all for some good suggestions.
I had an ex-husband that gave me a vacuum cleaner for Valentine's Day.
That's another possibility.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a vacuum cleaner upstairs and a vacuum cleaner downstairs. How cool would that be?
We already have one upstairs and downstairs. And we have a Roomba that I just sanitized and cleaned.
You want to tell them why?
Aren't they cool knives?
They really are, Melissa. They are terribly awesome knives. Very, very proud of those. Very pleased with those.
I'm glad you like them. But I did win. I win. What was the question? You asked me something. Why? Oh, did I have to clean the Roomba?
Yeah.
Well, because Tallulah gets, y'all know I've been to my grandfather's often recently. And Tallulah gets very angry when I leave. Very angry. She likes to kind of act out. And so she crapped on the floor, on the carpet. And Clay had the Roomba going and it just spread it everywhere. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I cleaned up most of the everywhere, but I let Ellen clean up the
Roomba.
The Roomba itself. She had to share the joy with her.
Mm-hmm. Of course, then Tallulah left him a little grumpy on his pillow this weekend when I was gone. Sorry.
Yeah. So
he's like,
not much I can say to that. I was not a happy camper.
I had done everything before he left. I washed all her diapers because she's in heat, and I had made up the bed and steam cleaned the floors and done all the things. Everything you could think of, I'd done. He was like, did you change the sheets? And I said, no. So the next day, when I was out of town, he was like, yeah, Tallulah crapped on my pillow. And I was like, well, good thing I didn't change the sheets.
I'm showing this to Tallulah and explaining her the consequences crapping on my pillow again.
No, because I said, well, did you let her know that it wasn't okay? And he said, I gave her a stern talking to. I said, well, I'm sure inside she was laughing.
Yeah, I don't think she was laughing.
I think she was. Because every time you give her a stern talking to, she continues to do this exact same thing.
And see, this is why I get cool gifts, because I'm the one having to put up with and take care of a dog in heat and a woman in menopause. So y'all should feel sorry for me.
At least you don't have to deal with a bunch of gold diggers. So
I don't have to deal with gold diggers.
That's what I'm dealing with.
So
$420,000 over 7 years. That's the last thing I'm going to say about it.
for what?
Grandfather.
Oh. Yeah, we won't go into that.
No.
So tonight, of course, we're always open to questions. Anything that y'all have seen going on in the universe that you want to talk about. We do have a book club coming up. What kind of progress are y'all making on the book?
I'm
As we
guessing.
talked about in the well-known poll, it's the book of the month is The Problem of Pain by C.S. Lewis. One of my favorite authors, but he actually, won the vote chosen by y'all. So I wanted to see if anybody had been able to start the book and what kind of progress y'all were making.
I haven't.
Hopefully gotten started on it.
You started it, Melissa. Yay! Have the book, but hey, at least you got it.
Love the book, but
Have the book, but
Brentwood, have the book, but yeah, sorry.
his vision's getting worse.
It really is deteriorating pretty rapidly. I've noticed a change just in the last month or two in my ability to read, like print on the screen on the TV.
He can't read the
weird.
scores for like football games anymore. That's just not a thing.
Yeah. And I have glasses. I was given glasses a year ago, and even with those on, I can't read. Reading near is getting difficult. So Melissa started it. Good for you. Brentwood's right behind you, and Carrie Berry's mom has been listening to Cozy Mysteries.
What are Cozy Mysteries? Anyone?
Any particular author or podcast or yeah, what's the source of that? Mildly curious here. Everybody, a lot of people like good mysteries.
I've also saved C.S. Lewis's reading of Psalms and interpretation of, because I want to hear that too.
Yeah, and we do try to pick books that, one, are in the public domain, available for free from the Gutenberg Library, as well as ones that likely have a podcast or free reading somewhere. A lot of times books on Kindle will be free if they're in the public domain. So.
Yeah, and we actually got, my pop had told me, I know y'all talk about my grandfather a lot, but he had told me he wanted to start reading again. He was like, but I can't drive, so I can't go to the library. And I said, well, we'll get you a Kindle. And we did, and he is it on YouTube too? I think so. I'm looking it up right now, Melissa. I know Mere Christianity is.
The Problem of Pain.
I got it. Hang on. Yep, it is. Okay, so this is, oh, there's so many. What do I send you?
Do they have a version read by Samuel Jackson or Morgan Freeman?
Stop it. Share, and I will email this to you.
You can just post it. Post the comment.
I'm doing it from my phone.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to send this to your computer. Do you have it?
I do not yet. Takes it a minute to get through the server. Server has to scan it for viruses and infection and bugs, and there it is.
They are mysteries usually about small towns. Well, honey, I could tell you all the mysteries of the small town that I grew up in. It's a mess. Clay will post the link.
Clay has posted the link.
Ah, look at that. There you go. That
So-
is sorry, the problem of pain.
If you want to listen to it while you're
Mhm.
doing other stuff, whatever.
I have to read it and listen to it at the same time, which is weird, but the ADHD goes in places, and I have to at least have two senses doing one thing. Unless it is on YouTube. I thought it said, okay, is it on YouTube? I've also got dyslexia. I apologize.
All right. So, like I say, if you've got some questions, something you want to talk about, don't hesitate to throw it out. But do have a few things just wanted to review with you. This is a pseudo finance channel.
Let me know when I can ask my question.
Go ahead and ask your questions.
Really?
Because they will come up when I least expect it otherwise.
All right. So, Elon Musk versus Media Matters. Right? We know about this. He's suing them with a major lawsuit. So, Media Matters created fake accounts in Twitter/X, whatever, then liked a bunch of anti-Semitic accounts.
Well, let me interrupt. I
Okay.
assume everybody is on Twitter or X. Everybody knows what X is. Big social media. We're on there, Moffat on Money. If you haven't subscribed, please do.
Follow, do things.
But yes, now back to Ellen's X. Media Matters. Elon Musk.
Okay. So Media Matters created a bunch of fake YouTube accounts, or not YouTube, Twitter/X accounts. And then they liked a bunch of anti-Semitic accounts and posts and whatever. So then Media Matters screenshotted Apple, IBM, etc. ads on the content. Hang on, that doesn't make sense. They screenshotted on the content it was receiving. So like they are usually like X or Facebook or whatever. If you like something, then they will continue to send you those same types of content or comments or whatever. So then the ads from Apple and IBM and other companies showed up on the content that Media Matters fake accounts had. Does that make sense? Am I not explaining this correctly, Clay? Help me out.
You're doing
Okay.
fine.
So then Media Matters took these screenshots of their ads with the anti-Semitic content to the companies like IBM and Apple, etc., and said, okay, like X is promoting you with anti-Semitism. And so those companies have now backed out of Twitter and they will not have more ads there. Is this a setup, Clay?
That will be, we'll know more after discovery and, the trial and all. It kind of, if that recounting is true, and, the understanding is that X and the social media apps have algorithms that, follow what you see and what you spend the most time on. If you're viewing something or whether you're just scrolling through, whether you actually stop to view it and read it. And then their algorithms will feed you more and more of their content and the content of sites they like.
Mm-hmm.
So if you only like, Nazi and anti-Semitic, whatever kind of websites, and then you also like, Apple and IBM or whatever, you'll see an IBM tweet pop up and it'll be surrounded by anti-Semitic tweets, or you'll see an ad for the other companies. So if they set up fake accounts, if they just liked hateful sites or extremely controversial political sites, then that to me sounds like a setup, and
Do you think,
is a false representation, is an effort to undermine their legitimate business.
do you think, okay, let me ask, why do you think they would do that?
I mean, Musk has been pretty much, clear on trying to allow more diverse speech, not just favoring one, political view.
Why would
And,
media matters not want free speech?
they just prefer to determine what people can see. Because if you can control what they see, you can control what they think. And that's a big concern with, a lot of the social media, like the Biden laptop. You had every major social media site promoting it as Russian disinformation. You even had 51 intelligence agents and officers sign a statement that it was Russian disinformation. And every one of them knew that that was untrue. And nothing.
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, I may speculate that the intelligence agencies want to shape the mindset of people and influence the election and influence, favorable political candidates.
Let me ask you this then. What How would the FBI or any other intelligence agency gain anything from this stuff being exposed or it not being exposed, depending upon?
I think you have to separate the whole agencies from the actions of various individuals, even though those individuals might be in influential positions. And some individuals are so dedicated to their ideology that they will use their office, they will use their power, even illegally, to aid their ideology.
When is enough enough?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think
You-
enough Americans care about having their free speech, being able to know the truth for this to ever make a difference?
I mean, if you ask them, yes. But if you look at what they actually do, there are a lot of signs that they don't care, and they continue voting for the same people who would be willing to diminish their freedoms. So, I don't know. Who was it? Was it Fraser Tyler? I don't remember exactly, but back among the founders, there was a statement that I fear for the republic when people find out they can vote themselves largesse from the treasury. And 50% of the people in this
Explain
country are
that. I'm
receiving
sorry.
what?
They can vote
Vote
themselves largesse.
largesse from the treasury. They can vote themselves money from the
Okay.
treasury.
Okay.
They can, and 49 to 50% of the people in this country receive some sort of government support or money or aid.
Well, I think that number's gone up recently.
Yeah, but the key is, whatever it is, how many of them will vote to cut that money and to
None.
reduce those expenses?
None.
And so is there a point at which we reach the point of no return, where people are just going to continually vote for those candidates who will give them more money?
Clay, I really hope not, because that is the democracy that our founding fathers wanted in this country and wanted to create in this country. Um, if not, we are just another socialist government that, as we have seen in so many other socialist governments, it doesn't work. The people are miserable. Um, Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking it's kind of funny because Argentina has been one of the leading socialist countries in terms of its politics and preferences for the past 50, 60 years.
Didn't they
Jerry
just
Berry's
pull out
mom.
of
Do
bricks?
what?
Didn't they just pull out of bricks? I thought I read that somewhere.
Pull out of bricks?
Or not, or I
No,
heard they were in it
they
and then they left.
no, they're still in it.
Okay.
But, this is a country that for, I don't know, the past 20 or 30 years has had, attempted coups. It's had a continually deteriorating economy. Argentina 75 or 100 years ago was among the top economic powers in the world, strongest economies in the world. Now it's racked by 140% inflation rates. The currency has continually been devalued. The people are desperate. The country has just economically been completely and totally devastated. Question from Carrie Berry's mom. Is Social Security a part of this? Yes.
In some way. Yeah.
Well, of the 50% that are receiving government money, aid, support, whatever. And the sad thing about Social Security is, if you're 70 years old, you're thinking, I paid into this system for 50 years, 40 years. I'm entitled to my money. Can't argue that. Really can't argue that. Problem is, Social Security is basically what we would call a Ponzi scheme. When Social Security started, there were 200 people paying in for each recipient. 200. Now that number has dropped to about 2 to 1 and is continuing to drop. In 5-10 years, it'll be 1.5 to 1. So
Hey,
if
Clay, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Does that do baby boomers? That, I mean, there were so many. I know that was kind of after, wasn't it after Social Security?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were so many children born, and now they're all retiring.
Right.
And now we have not kept up with the population boom. I mean, we are having less and less children. Is that part of the issue as well?
Well, we're getting off on several different
I'm
tracks
sorry.
here.
Well, I do.
Yeah, but the problem with Social Security is just math, just simple math. If somebody gets an average benefit of $3,000 or $4,000 a month, then each payee at 2 to 1 is having to pay $1,500 to $2,000 a month just in Social Security taxes, plus administration cost.
Mhm.
And that number is only going to increase. So for the young people, looking at the taxes they're having to pay, for example, if I retire, I'll receive, right now the max is, I think, $3,100. If I had taken that money that I paid in Social Security taxes, plus the money that the company paid on my behalf, and if I had invested that just in an average, a mediocre stock mutual fund over the past 40 years,
You'd have way more money.
I'd have about $23 million. And that $23 million could easily, um, you know, give me $1.2 million per year at 5%. You know, if you want to take it down to 4%, 3%, I'm getting 800,000 a year. So, you know, with Social Security, I'll be getting 36 or 40,000 a year. So that's the difference.
That's the big thing is I think that the young people now, the up and coming, although they aren't very, I don't mean to piss anybody off, but they aren't very inclined to work. Um, if they were allowed to just have their own funds, if they said, okay, you have to take this much and put in a mutual fund, or you have to take this much and invest it, you can do Social Security or you can do a mutual fund. Do what you want. I think they'd be better off in a mutual fund. I was just talking to my grandfather's stepdaughter's grandson, who is literally working at McDonald's, making 11.50 an hour. And I said, okay, so if you take $50 a month, which is like an hour and a quarter of your work week, and invest it, dude, you'd be golden.
Yeah, those people who are paying into Social Security now are getting a negative return.
Mm-hmm.
You would literally be better off taking the money you pay into Social Security plus your employer's contribution and putting it in a coffee can in your backyard or stuffing it in
True.
your mattress. You would have more money to retire on. Plus, you'd still have something to leave your family, friends, favorite charity, whatever you wanted to do. With Social Security, there's no continuation, no matter how much you receive.
Yeah, so if any of you guys have, kiddos that are, well, any age, but at least under 25, they need to know this. They
Now,
need to start investing.
direct them to our investing video. Oh, wait.
You have to reshoot it.
Yes.
No, but the one that you did do that was
Contains a part of it. Yep.
which one was that? Oh,
You looked it
over
up.
40. It was over
Yeah.
40 and nothing, have no savings. That one.
Over 40 for women, or was
No,
it
for
just over
anyone
40?
over
Okay.
40.
Yeah.
If you, I will try to look that up and post it. Hang on. I got to move my light.
Okay. Well, back to Argentina.
Sorry,
Country is
guys.
just in a horrible economic state and has been for 50 years. Well, they they just had an election, and they elected this guy by the name of Javier Milei. The guy is going to be a hoot as president. How do I describe it? He's an economist by trade who's firmly in the Austrian school of economics. And that particular school is a sharp contrast to the more common school of economics, Keynesian. He's very free market, very anti-government, high taxes, all those things. He's very much a free market guy, but he's a hoot. He campaigned literally with a chainsaw.
Sorry.
No, here he is at one of his rallies. the guy is just charismatic as hell. I mean, he's energetic. He is, you generally think of economists as stoic, kind of low key, even demeanor. This guy is nothing like that. He ought to be like a drama major. He has vowed to banish Argentina's central bank. which has contributed obviously greatly to the 140% inflation rate, as well as cut public spending. And that's what he's doing at his rallies, is he's holding a chainsaw saying he's going to take a chainsaw to government spending.
I hope that y'all can actually like copy that, or it becomes a link. I don't know how this works in YouTube versus StreamYard, but that is the video that Clay and I were talking about.
Yeah, and that is got a portion in it which talks about, setting up an investment account, getting started with like $50 a month. And we will, I'll reshoot that this weekend. Shoot the part that in the other video that needs redoing, and hopefully we can get a serious video up shortly.
Okay.
I know we've been talking about it for a while, so I'm not going to promise any deadline, but it's time.
I'm sorry, my YouTube was like on 1.5 earlier, and I was trying to see if that link worked from doing it on StreamYard. It does, but I also got you in my ear going at 1.5 speed, and then it was very strange. Sorry.
Now the thing about Malay is, I kind of like the dude. He's going to be entertaining as hell, and personally, I like to be entertained. But he's very quotable. He was, for example, one quote of his is that printing money to fix the economy is the equivalent to printing diplomas to fix stupidity.
Kind of the same thing.
I find no fault in that comment. Now, Argentina's economy is deeply screwed. Long-term, deeply, majorly screwed. You don't get 140% inflation, and it's an easy fix. That's one reason why they elected this character. He is so, in terms of his policies, so vastly different from what they've been voting for. They've got a huge budget deficit. They've got raging inflation. They've got a massive debt, no reserves, no savings. So it's going to be tough. There's a lot of pain ahead. There's not an easy way out. So whether or not he's got the ability to right the ship, whether or not the medicine will kill the patient, we'll see. But this is a huge, or offers the potential to be a huge experiment in alternative economic policies. Also, interestingly, the dude is a fan of Bitcoin. Now, you don't see that much from, politicians.
Pause. Financial replay crew. Good night, Carrie Berry's mom. And I swear, Clay, I should not have posted that. We lost 3 on that post to the link to the. Sorry, y'all. Or sorry, Clay.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's a great video. And the calculator should be in the description of that video.
Yeah.
So if the rest of y'all want to take off, that's, whatever.
I hope it's helpful. And like I say, we'll do a more detailed, hopefully a little bit more entertaining version of that here sometime coming up in the future. Near future, maybe not too distant future. We'll see.
Maybe when you can read and see again, that would be helpful.
Yeah, Malay is. I hope to cut it this weekend. So we'll see. Malay is also, like I say, a fan of Bitcoin. He argues it serves as a tool against government control and central bank policies. This guy just was elected mayor, and he's like, this is a way to escape government control. I kind of dig that in a politician, I will admit. We'll see how it works out in Argentina. Like I say, he's got some massive, massive obstacles ahead of him. But he calls Bitcoin a valid alternative to gold, which I tend to agree with as well for various reasons. Um, so a fascinating experiment. These are fascinating times to be alive. We see and can experience such radical change quickly.
You think
You
it's
know,
fascinating. I think it's scary as hell.
it's both. It's both. Anytime you've got change at the rate it's occurring, that's scary. And it's risky because it becomes in some ways uncontrollable. When the country's first founded, for example, the founding fathers really never saw a standing army as a need because it took a year for countries to declare war, raise an army, transport them to wherever they wanted to go fight. And those armies move
Hmm.
slow. You take 5,000 men that have to live off the land, that have no logistical supply train behind them. They're going to move a half a mile a day. So to cover any kind of ground, unless they are extremely well supplied, it's going to be extremely slow. Everything moves slow. On the prairie, somebody might not hear news for months,
Hmm.
but that was okay because nothing really changed in those months. Immediate news just wasn't ever an issue. It was a curiosity. Well, nowadays, things change before you hear about it.
Yeah, and that's scary, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
that is scary. It is amazing. It is fascinating sometimes. So,
As
I
Melissa
mean, we
said, too quickly sometimes.
yeah. But I tell my kids at school that they all will have longer resumes than their parents. That some of their parents worked one jobs their whole career. I doubt most any of those kids will.
Yeah, but Clay, in my experience, again, I am almost 50 years old, but um, the more jobs you had in the past meant the less hireable you were because you couldn't stay at your job. That was a thing. My fingers look red. Um, do you think, I guess now that's not really the same
No,
issue?
not the case at all. Those who have more jobs earn more money because they get a pay raise for moving.
But like,
If you want higher income, you need to change jobs every 3 years.
that sounds insane because that's not how it was when I was growing up.
Times are changing.
It's like the more jobs you had, the less hireable you were and the less you got paid.
Yeah, you were looking to get paid more. Well, that's the de facto standard now.
I don't,
And if you
that
want to
doesn't even make
raise,
sense to me.
well, if I saw a video, I wish I had saved it, but it was a lady talking about she worked for this company for 40 years and talking about how much more money she would have had if she had changed jobs at least a couple of times over that period. Because she would have gotten a significant bump every time she changed jobs, but her employer never gave her significant raises.
I get that. And like, one of the jobs that I was at when I was in my 20s, I was just like, I was doing like so many things. And I was like, you know what? I think I was making 22 a year. And this is back in the 90s. And I came to my employer and I said, look, I said, I want 35. He said, I'll give it to you. You should have asked for more.
Tell
But,
them I'll be back tomorrow.
right. But, like one of my daughter's friends has had like 15 jobs in the past 4 years.
Yeah.
To me, that's not hireable. That's not someone that you want
I
on your
mean,
payroll.
they're still getting offers.
It's just, it's crazy. Like, I guess I want
Yeah.
someone, if I was going to hire someone today, who I know is going to stay, who I know is going to have an interest in what we're doing and have some compassion about what they're doing? Or is it just a job? Because I'm not interested in hiring someone that's just a job. That's just not a thing for me.
Yeah, but it's I think most employers now recognize that labor is mobile. And so you don't invest a whole lot per se in their training. Used to be it might take you a year or so before your employer really expected you to perform. Now they're expecting you to come with a sufficient resume and background to where you can step in the job and replace whoever left. And you're just a cog in a machine. You don't have the personal depth or involvement that used to, particularly in small companies.
It's
I
just
say
like a warm
small, 50
body.
to 500 employees.
Yeah. It's like a warm body. Can you do this?
Yeah. And it's like Melissa says, it's so different than it was when, graduating from college.
You
I'm,
you and me
I'm not
both,
going to say
girl.
Melissa's in my age range, so I need to word that carefully, but
I think she's
it's
more than
certainly
mine.
vastly different. Yeah, it's certainly vastly different than when I went to college. We
Yeah.
really graduated expecting to work with one company for the rest of our life. No,
But they're
that
still
just will not happen
graduating.
anymore.
They're still graduating college in degrees in psychology and barista or whatever, and expecting to make $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
And they're pissed off if they don't. And it's like, you know what? Oh, good Lord. Oh, Melissa. Oh, I think we're competing.
I started 2 jobs in the last month with hardly any training at all.
Because, girl, you got skills. We were all raised with skills of some sort. We were not just given everything that we asked for, and we were not coddled, and we were not, that's not our generation.
Yeah, and you're extremely adaptable, you're bright, you can pick things up quickly,
Hmm.
and so much of the work now is done on computers. So you may have to gain familiarity with a specific new program, but a lot of companies are using kind of the same programs to
Hmm.
handle invoicing or, processing or, management or HR or whatever. So there's a lot more standardization in the industry that makes people easier to replace, I think.
And it's more user friendly, and a lot of the things are
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, I know Melissa's as smart as anyone I know, but like, okay, this is how this works. This is how this works. This is how this works. And you can configure it any way you want to, but it all works the same.
Yeah. Used to be at a fair amount of jobs, you would almost have to do an apprenticeship to somebody for
Yeah.
months before you could, step into the position independently.
Hmm.
Now it's not, it's days or weeks. So
Can I talk about our class?
yeah, I guess. What class?
In March?
Oh yeah.
So Clay and I mean, I think I have lots of skills, but I've been a vet tech, I've been a hairstylist, I have been a head of marketing, I have been a real estate agent, I have been many things. But Clay and I are going to take a welding class in March. I'm super excited. I think it will be super fun, and hopefully we'll be able to make knives like the ones that he got for his birthday and Christmas.
um, yeah, to make Damascus steel really need more of a
You fold and hammer, babe.
yeah.
That's not welding. That's more like metalsmith.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is it's not
Yeah.
really tied to welding to make a knife.
No,
But
sorry.
the thing is that, I always want to improve my skills. And part of this is just I like working with my hands. Now I've had a job where I really, do more with my mind, my voice, whatever. Can you imagine having to listen to my voice for hours on a time?
Yes, I can.
My condolences to you. But anyway, I enjoy working with my hands.
Mhm.
And I don't have great artistic talent, but there are things that I can see and do. I want to be able to repair. If friend has a trailer that's busted or cracked or whatever, maybe help him out with that. But I could, do things with wrought iron, make mailboxes, headboards, whatever. And I would enjoy doing it. So it gives me something that's kind of relatively useful in terms of around the house or around the neighborhood or on the farm, and also gives me some opportunity for artistic expression. So I thought it was cool,
It is
and asked
cool.
Ellen if she wanted to do it, and she said, "Yeah."
Hell yeah, why not? Okay,
So
so I just just saw a Twitter from Lauren Bobart, excuse me. The Pentagon is asking for 114 million to spend on DEI programs next year.
yeah,
Yay.
if we go into combat, we damn sure need to have our pronouns down pat.
And that's all it
Anyway,
is. Like no one can figure out what the diversity, equity, inclusion means to whom. Like who? Like who's not included, who's not diverse, who's not. I mean, I know equity and equality, that's a whole different ball game.
well, I may, if y'all have interest in it, I may do a show on DEI and what's going on in the industry and the market now. DEI, ESG, which is environmental, social, and governments, which encompasses DEI. Let's get all of our alphabet here in for the night. ESG is fading in terms of its attractiveness to the market. The market is getting less and less interested in companies that brag about their ESG programs. And the reason is so much of it is just mythical. Elon Musk was talking about how a cigarette company has a higher ESG score than does Tesla, which Tesla is generally considered to be a relatively green company, making non-polluting vehicles. So
All right, I
there's
gotta
just
give
a lot of inconsistencies, and the stock market's getting a little tired of all of it.
I gotta give an update on Pop.
Okay.
He said he knows that we're on stream right now, and he wants everyone to know that he blesses every single one of you. And he said, "You do not know how grateful I am to have you at my back." So,
Yeah.
my pops, man, just got the
He
text.
is a genuinely good man.
He is, and he is funny as hell. He corrected the attorney when we were there on Friday on his math, which kind of made me laugh because he's 96. The attorney was in his 30s.
Yeah, and I think the attorney even developed a little man crush on him.
He did. He really did.
So yeah, he is a cool guy, and I know he's really made Ellen happy by being back in her life, and I know he is really happy to have Ellen back in his. So it's just
I
a
don't think,
really good deal for both.
I'm not sure they understand the background of that.
Well, I'm just saying it's a really good deal for both. So
Let's just
happy for
say
both.
my pop in his will has left my mother. You do it.
No.
No? He wanted me to send her 6 $1 bills, 6 dimes, and 6 pennies. That's in his will. That is what I will carry out, and I totally get it.
That is what he has bequeathed to her.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, some interesting,
Family's funny.
yeah, interesting history there. But
Hmm.
we'll try to stay away from,
Sorry. All the things.
yeah. We're talking about, how things are moving fast. And one thing that doesn't get a lot of attention or publicity is China. And if you have followed China recently, you've noticed that their economy's having issues. Not only is their economy having issues, but actually their economy is shrinking. Its rise as an economic superpower is come to an end. Their economy, instead of growing, is actually shrinking. Their share of the global economy since 1990, it's just soared. It went stupid. It increased, I don't know, 10 times from roughly less than 2% of the global economy in 1990 to 19% by 2021.
Yeah, I'll be right
Phenomenal
back.
growth.
I'll be right back. I gotta do a thing.
Phenomenal growth. Absolutely phenomenal growth. Well, starting in 2022, the reversal began and it continues, even if it may even be described as gaining some strength. This year, its share of the global economy will shrink to 17% or less than 17%. That's huge. That's huge in its quick drop. It's huge in its implications for the rest of the world, the rest of the economy. China, for the past 20 years, has been the world's growth engine. I mean, whether you're mining copper in Peru or Chile, um, whether you're buying goods in the U.S. or Western Europe, China has lowered the cost of production for a lot of goods. We've exported, quote unquote, a lot of jobs, but we did so because it was much more efficient, cheaper for the American consumer. So you save more money. But this is turning around. Companies and capital are fleeing China. Nobody wants to be in China. Nobody wants to invest in China. So this growth engine is dying. The world economy over the next year is expected to grow, I don't know, 100 trillion, 105 trillion. China, since 1990, for the first time, will be responsible for zero of that growth. 0% of that growth. They'll even be a negative contributor to it. Now, the US will be, I don't know, 45 or 50% of that. The other countries contributing to it significantly are India, Mexico, Indonesia, maybe Brazil, Poland. So that really probably is more a sign of the future. If you're an investor, you want to be paying attention to this. Which economies are growing? Which ones have a future? Which ones don't? Things are changing. Some people will look at China's GDP and say, well, GDP is still positive, which I hope after watching this channel for, a few months, that you kind of come to understand a lot of these numbers are pretty much bullshit. GMB, GDP embeds inflation. So if you buy the same good, but it costs 5% more, well, you spent 5% more dollars. That's not real growth in the economy. But that's what GDP oftentimes reflects. It oftentimes reflects inflation. While production can be stagnant or even decrease, products still cost more. The actual growth rate of the economy is not oftentimes precisely captured by GDP. China's baby bust is taking its toll. Remember, China had a one-child policy for decades. And most of the families, would choose to have sons because historically in China, it's the sons that are responsible to take care of the parents. That was their retirement plan. So it did a couple things. One, it just absolutely choked down the number of girls in the country, which had a weird or unusual effect because it raised the value of women. Previously women were looked at more as just childbearers, maybe as chattel. But now in China, a daughter has huge wealth. She can actually select her groom, which is a enormous turnaround in stature for women in China. China's share, a relatively critical number would be China's share of the world's working population. It has fallen from 24% of the world's population to about 19% of the world's population. And it will continue falling down to probably 10% over the next 20 years or so. In addition, China's political environment, regulatory environment, has gotten much more dictatorial. It has also massive debts, spent tons of money, borrowed tons of money, and they don't have enough money to pay for it all. Does that sound familiar? China right now is having to cut their police force in a number of cities and districts, even with increasing social unrest in the country. They can't pay salaries, and many of the local governments are going bankrupt or near bankrupt. Employees not getting paid causes unrest. There is high youth unemployment. They can't find jobs. That causes unrest. Could even be possibly contributing to the fall or demise of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, which is the ruling body of the country, has been. Even in old sections like Burma and Myanmar, there are large protests against the CCP. Unrest is only increasing. And I've said this before, about here and in Europe and in China, around the world. Chaos is only increasing. That's something that you just need to keep in mind. Chaos is increasing. Well, investors have been pulling money out of China since Trump imposed, excuse me, some of the embargoes. People all of a sudden started looking at it and saying, maybe this isn't the place we need to invest. And the pace has really only increased, over the past few years as the economy's become more troubled, as the government's become more controlling. Chinese investors even are looking at trying to find places outside of the country to invest their money. FDI, which is foreign investment, the amount of foreign investment in a country, it turned negative for the first time since 1998, this past year. So you have investors pulling more money out of China than what they're investing in it. That's a huge turnaround. Now, if you look at Xi, I want to say emperor of China, but the leader of China, he still expresses confidence, great confidence, that all is well. Everything is still moving in China's favor, which kind of reminds me of GM in the 60s or AOL in the 1990s. Any of y'all use AOL back in the 90s with the little modem, the dial tone? Yeah, probably most of us did. You put that dial tone on, you play that dial tone for today's kids, and they're just absolutely bumfuzzled. No idea what that connection tone is. So there's, a lot of change going on in the world, a lot of rapid change going on in the world. And the pace of that change will probably only increase. That's kind of a good admonition for us to try to, maintain greater flexibility, to try to be on the lookout for changing trends or notions. particularly as we try to make choices in spending and investing in careers. I've said before, it's probably a good thing for you to try to develop a multiple streams of income, even if they're small, even if it's just little, side money coming in.
Hey, y'all.
She's back.
Sorry, I'm not gonna go and deal with the humping that's going on upstairs.
Poor Chunk's getting worn out.
Yeah, he's but he had his share of it's a mess.
Karma.
Yeah, karma is a bitch.
So
There's something in my eyeball.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I can't get it out. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Just go ahead.
And she's over here dying in pain. She says not to worry about her. She'll be okay. And in case y'all are worried or concerned, please don't be. I'm circumcised at CPR. So if there's any problems, leap right into action there.
Got it. Yeah. No, I think I'm good. It's just eyeball issue.
You sure about that?
I think so. Yeah. It's just like something.
When something goes wrong with like your eyes or your feet, you really don't think about them that much.
Oh, I think about them because I have blisters on them all the time.
Oh, well, with the
dyshydrotic eczema thing, it's awful.
Yeah, we call it leprosy.
Yeah, my daughter called it leprosy. He's like, you're just a leper, Mom. I'm like, no, really, it's just this. But don't become a hairstylist. Let me just, all the chemicals, they just mess you up. Sorry.
Yeah, we just really have learned over the past 30, 40 years what a lot of the damage that some of the chemicals that we use constantly, lead, for example, 100 years ago, nobody had any idea what lead would do to infant mental development.
Or Tylenol. Or
to kidneys.
No, to infants. At least that's what if you took something, then your kids had a much higher chance of getting ADHD. Wasn't it Tylenol?
I don't think so. I'll have to look at that.
Because you told me that a couple years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
So, a lot of change going on in the world, and the pace is only increasing. Something else that's kind of changing is this year rules go into effect where the IRS is taxing the gig economy. And the gig economy is kind of like where people are working at home or maybe sell a few things on Amazon or do, some typing or legal, what do you call it? Legal, paralegal work from home, just on a little part-time basis. Or you sell some stuff on Amazon or eBay or Etsy. You've got some old furniture or old clothes in your house and you want to sell those, get rid of them, that kind of thing.
So if I wanted to sell that thing that I refinished last year, my taxes would be higher.
Yes, because now the rules go into effect where the IRS is mandating that PayPal, Amazon, Venmo, any third-party payer will have to issue a 1099 if they pay out more than $600 to anybody.
The damn $600 thing is insane.
Yeah.
Tacos Pescado makes everything better, as well as a margarita, Carson. Yes. Tequila makes everything better.
I think we have soulmates here. So, many of the users, who sell some of this stuff on Amazon or eBay or Etsy or whatever, have no real idea of how to manage business transactions or track income and expenses. They have no sets of books. So what's going to happen is these people will receive this 1099 and have to report it as income, and they don't have any offsetting expenses. So even, you know, basically they're going to be overstating their profits. And as a result, going to have to pay even higher taxes. They'll also probably have to pay, or may have to pay, penalties because they didn't make estimated tax payments, depending on the overage of their tax bill due this year from last year. So it's just opened up a whole can of worms for people that just don't need it. It's, if somebody's making $100,000 a year off of Amazon or whatever, they've got an accountant, they've got an attorney. But for the people that are just making a few $1,000s, probably not, never really thought of it as a job or income. Now they're going to owe an additional $500 or $1,000 in taxes, because they have to pay the 14% Social Security taxes as well.
That's a major.
Yeah. So they're going to inaccurately be reporting their income and paying higher taxes when they can least afford it, because this will impact mostly the lower and the middle classes.
Okay, so I have a question. What kind of fish tacos are you doing there? Pescado is fish, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Don't want to be a total moron, but I had a question about.
He's Canadian. I'll go with trout.
Icky.
Salmon.
Salmon's good. Salmon tacos will be lovely.
Yeah, I'm not sure what part of Canada is it.
It's
Ottawa, Calgary. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with one of those two.
There was a question I had about the tax thing. I'll think of it in a few minutes. Oh,
Carson, it's time for you to get back to your computer and answer the damn question.
I can't remember the question. I was trying to say, and I was like, I have two, and I'm going to remember it. I'm going to remember it. I'm going to remember it.
Well, one of them was the fish. What's the fish?
Yeah. What kind of fish, Carson?
What kind of fish? And you don't know the other question. See, I deal with this on like a daily, this is my life. I deal with this on a daily basis.
I'm better than grading papers. Just saying. I know English.
Ellen cleans like nobody's business. She is an absolutely phenomenal cleaner. The only problem is you have no freaking idea.
He will say,
based on experience,
I cleaned my truck. I'm like, good, that's great. He's like, but it's not Ellen clean. It's a disappointment.
I've had maids before and whatever. She elevates cleaning to a new level. Great job.
I can't find the shit that
but she puts stuff up, like she gets it off the counters and whatever. But where she puts it, there is absolutely no telling. There's no map in this universe, save one created by the Almighty himself, that could locate where she puts some stuff. We find things in just the most remote places.
No, we're not remote. I mean, if it's not running around in the fridge, he can't find it. That's a thing. But that is true. Do not deny that. But I mean,
there've been a couple times.
I did steam clean your whole bathroom floor.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, she does a great job in cleaning, but don't let her put stuff away. You need to like work alongside her, and when she, grabs something, take it out of her hand. Take it out of her hand and put it somewhere where it'll be.
It's a pretty knife, isn't it?
It is a pretty knife. Damn pretty knife.
And I'm thoughtful in my gifts.
See, Ellen has an extremely sweet nature. Really does. Great heart. Great spirit. Just don't let her organize anything.
Outside of my house, I'm pretty good at that, but inside my house, I'm just like, yeah, we'll just
She
throw it
gets
here.
distracted. She knows this needs to get out of her way so she can continue cleaning, and it's just gone.
Mhm.
There's not any thought put into where it should go. It's just gone. And then we search for this stuff for for a time.
Pollock. What is
Pollock.
pollock?
It's a white fish.
From what part of the? I
Pol-
guess not ocean.
yeah,
It's ocean.
yeah.
I never
It's
heard of
kind of
pollock.
like a codfish, I believe. So it's a common white meat that's used. I think pollock is used to make the artificial crab. Y'all have seen the fake crab in the packs. I think that's pollock, but I
thought they
won't
just
swear
used
to it.
Potato. No.
Mm.
Yeah, I prefer salmon or mahi. It's a very suggestible fish. Suggestible? What does that mean?
That's a Canadian term now. He's going all Canadian on
Now
us.
he's got to look it up.
Damn right, I'm going to look it up. Pollock's largely considered a whitefish.
Wait,
Traditionally,
whoa. I'm not a wordsmith like you are, but Atlantic pollock is largely considered to be a whitefish. So it's not a whitefish.
it is a whitefish. It's just pure white meat.
It's largely
Tender.
considered.
Yeah. Which is the same thing.
Please don't. Okay, that's not a thing.
Yeah, Ellen will
ever go to
parse
Wikipedia.
words.
Wikipedia is like, no.
It's an alternative to cod and haddock. So yeah, it's pretty similar to cod.
Haddock, isn't that like
It's like cod.
I was thinking about the Scottish. What's that called?
Haggis?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not the same thing. No. One's intestines, one's not. It's used for imitation. Okay,
Crab.
cool. And then had to take a work call, but I'm here. Yay! Hey, Melissa.
Welcome back, Melissa. I like pollock. It's not a fishy tasting fish. You can do a lot with it. It's good meat.
Suggestible in its flavor isn't assertive, so you can impart more flavor onto it.
Yeah.
Meaning you can spice it up.
Yeah. It's not a fishy or heavy oily tasting fish. So
Fish should be oily.
It's a light
Omega-3s
white
and 6s.
meat.
Isn't that,
So anyway,
that where omegas come from?
Congratulations on a fine meal, Carson.
Yes.
Got to admit, I'm a little bit jealous.
I hope you had lots of sour cream on there, on those tacos.
She loves her sour cream
Love
on
sour
most
cream.
anything.
Pretty much. With lettuce and tomato and jalapeno and all the things.
Yeah, tacos, hot dogs, and baked potatoes, to me, they're kind of all the same. They were made just to put stuff on. The more, the merrier.
No, hot dogs were made to almost kill me. That's the purpose of them.
Carson, generally don't like pollock, but my Mexican friends make it amazing. The thing I like about it is you can do so many things to it. Like you say, you can add flavor to it, and the fishy taste doesn't overwhelm it.
Guacamole, I hope there was sour cream. Carson, don't crush my dreams. Sour cream, guacamole, lettuce, tomato,
jalapeno.
garlic. Just saying. Yeah, I'm not I love Mexican, and sour cream is like it's a must. I heard that.
That was yours. That wasn't mine.
That was your tum-tums.
That was your tummy.
Sorry, it was not.
We're going to argue over whose tummy's growling now that we're talking about food.
I actually have food ready to make. And
Yeah,
I'll probably put some damn sour cream on it now because
yeah, we didn't eat before we came on, so we're like, as soon as the camera goes off, we're like making a mad dash to the kitchen. But I'm not running with knives.
Dinner.
Yeah, Melissa is 3 hours behind us.
Yes, she's in
So
California.
it's probably just getting near dinner time for you. It's going to be dinner time for us before long.
Should I go ahead and start making the?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Dinner. Sour cream, eggs, onions, hamburgers.
Just
That's what we're
food.
having.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been a single guy for so long. I'm not terribly picky on food. Of course, my dad raised me not to eat what I'm served. But for me, a good meal is just a can of soup. And if I want to
Cold can of soup.
if I want to get fancy, I'll pour it out of the can and heat it up. So, yeah, I am not a picky eater. And
So that means that everything you say about my cooking is pretty much crap because
no, Ellen is actually a good cook. Now,
it's okay.
I mean, I have eaten at restaurants around the world. I've eaten at 5-star restaurants,
Green beans eaten.
numerable
Yay!
4-star restaurants, and
Mhm.
I know what good food is. Doesn't mean I have to be fancy. I don't want spam.
A fried spam sandwich.
Personal preference. Yeah, I used to eat relatively healthy and be a gym rat, and then saw an old girl that went to high school with, hadn't seen her in a decade, and so went out. She invited me over for dinner. So went over to dinner, and she fixed me spam. First time in my life I'd ever eaten spam.
That's why you were so appalled by the fried spam sandwiches. That
Yeah,
were
I'm
being
not
fed to
even
my
going to
grandfather.
begin to describe what happened to my system over the next week, but let's just say I've never eaten spam since. And I don't even have the same rigorous diet that I did back then. But
Spam is hideous.
yeah, it's just, and I can understand people liking it. A lot of country people are folks that were raised with heavy meats and grease. And I was raised, meat eater, meat and potatoes, but it wasn't heavy grease. And man, it just, yeah,
It'll mess you up.
I'm a spam free life.
Something like what happened to my system. Yeah, Carson was sick last week, super sick.
Yeah, that stuff will do it to you. And it's not like just a short issue. It's like your whole system is determined to punish the hell out of you so that you never forget this lesson. So
the day after I left my grandfather this past time, he went to church and then went to the church friendship Thanksgiving, whatever that is. And I sent him a text. He said, "Well, I got back and had the trots all day."
this is probably a little too much detail.
I know, but I was just like, "Oh no!" I assume y'all know what trots is. Just there. He's like, I'm finally able to get 5 feet from the toilet.
Yeah. He had a messed up system for a while. We'll just go with that.
Not a while. I was there. He was fine.
Ellen?
Sorry. I cooked for him. Healthy.
Carson, I'm heavy on meat and saturated fat consumption, but the idea of spam is a nope for me.
Or canned like corned beef. Ew. No.
Yeah, I'm not going to knock the food or anybody that eats it because there's a lot of people out there that enjoy it. And I'm like, more power to you. Now, I love some good bacon, but I love it cooked well. I don't like it
Grandpa.
soft or warm.
Yes, Melissa. And he wanted me to send my love again to you.
So, yeah, maybe some night if things work out, we'll have him on and just let him wave to everybody. I don't think he's a big YouTuber.
No.
YouTuber.
He can do the things, and he's funny as hell. I mean, he talked to you on the phone this past weekend, and Clay was laughing about what he was saying. He's just like, oh my God, the guy's got wit. He's affable.
Yeah, he's very, very affable, very genuine, good guy.
Yeah, but hot dogs, y'all, like I'm allergic. I have tried every single hot dog that there is on the planet, and after vomiting 12 times every single time I eat one,
Yeah, not gonna try anymore. I'm good. Yeah, I would love to have him on. I think maybe we can do it in December when I'm up there.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Hmm.
So he's a good guy, and we talk about him some. We ought to get him on.
He's a sweetheart.
He's part of the family.
Like Clay said earlier, I think Melissa missed it that the attorney kind of had a boy crush on him.
Yeah, man crush.
Man crush. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Whatever.
All right, let's see. Carson, have you tried from a computer? Now, what are we trying here, Carson?
Oh, the spam. What? I
But
think that was a joke.
I can't even hit a join button.
Oh no, she's talking about the gifted memberships.
Oh, okay.
If you're on your phone, you can go.
Oh, there it is, the question.
Yeah. If you go on your phone, you have to go on the I don't know what kind of phone you have. Safari or your
Chrome.
Whatever. Yeah, and then log in there. That requires me to not be on the go. You can do it from your phone if you have a I assume you have a smartphone. I think my grandpa is a celebrity now. He should be.
He pretty much is. He has had a great influence on our life over the past 3 or 4 or 5 months. He's become a big part of it, even if he's not here. And that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's made Ellen really a lot happy. Brought a lot of let me reword that. It's brought a lot of happiness to her life.
Yeah.
And she's very family oriented, and so now she's got a big piece of her family, back in the world.
And he does too, because he and I were both like estranged.
Yeah.
Because of
there was some miscommunication in the family. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And
I guess that's where it ends.
Yeah. So, but he's a genuinely good guy.
He's a very good guy. Bless him. And I think that I am probably the only child or grandchild. My grandfather has lost 2 wives and a son.
It's a cool ass knife.
No, I think I'm the only grandchild or child even that respects the history of my family and the legacy. That's what he taught me, and that's not a bad thing to learn from your family, is where you came from, and to be respectful of the people that brought you here, that got you here, that you share DNA with.
Yeah, Ellen is very big on ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
Loves the study of it and consideration of it and researching it. And she's very, I'm going to say, roots oriented, if that makes sense. So, and I think all too often in our culture we ignore our roots and traditions. I'm maybe a little bit old school in that regard, but I'm proud of my ancestry and roots, and I find it interesting too. So it's kind of cool to know where you come from.
It is cool, and I think that just to have that idea, like I didn't know until recently from talking to my grandfather. I mean, I thought I was Scotch English. Apparently, I'm mostly Scotch, English, French, and German. Had no idea.
Yeah, and it's hard for us to really fully appreciate that we are the product of 1,000 loves.
Mm-hmm.
And so considering your ancestry and your history, where they came from, what they went through to get to this point, the journeys that have been traveled, the routes taken, it's, it kind of helps me understand more my nature, my preferences, some things that are in my nature that I maybe otherwise wouldn't have appreciated to that point. So Melissa, for the December holidays, we should have a holiday stream where we all share special traditions. That's a great idea.
What are our traditions?
Knives, baby. We're starting a new tradition. Knives. Knives matter. All knives matter. No, but I think that'd be a great idea. And some of us have traditions that maybe we don't do anymore because our kids are grown up and gone, but our kids have started doing with their kids. That's still a kind of a family tradition. So, but I think that'd be interesting.
Basically, all of our kids have just like left us, and
Yeah.
sure. It's another Thursday.
No, it's
on
not.
Thanksgiving, isn't it? Sorry, he gets silent when I scratch his back.
No, just trying to figure out what to do with this, but I think it's a good idea, and I think it'd be interesting. Share recipes.
Our first tincture is done with the rosemary.
Well, we'll dedicate like a Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering Tuesday or Saturday, which would be a better night for y'all? Seems like, well, it'd be over the holidays. So maybe the week before Christmas or 2 weeks before Christmas, we might take a break Christmas week because everybody's so tied up with family and, finishing up the holidays, getting ready for the meals and all. But maybe the Saturday, a couple of weeks before Christmas, we might aim for something like that.
Maybe I can bring Pop down here for Christmas. And he has so many stories, guys. It's so cute and so funny. His life has been, he's a merchant marine. There's just so many things.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Just kind of developing the idea, but I think that'd be fun.
What do y'all think? Have my 96-year-old grandfather come down here for Christmas.
And y'all would of course be responsible to share some of your own,
yes,
traditions. What probably might, I was thinking of trying to have it on Zoom, but some people are still a little hesitant of being on Zoom. But if you could record yourself describing your favorite traditions,
yes.
Mail me the video, then I could play those during the show. Does that sound doable? Because I think it'd be kind of cool to see everybody describe their own traditions or what they love most about, the Christmas or holiday season, best memory they've had in their own words. So I think that'd be fun as hell. I'd get a kick out of that. So, and if y'all have any other, ideas or tweaks, obviously we're going to need more dog pictures dressed up for Christmas. Okay, so
Lord, now I gotta go buy some dog.
You got to make something.
All right, so if Pop comes down here, he'll have Marley, and I can dress her up easy. I think we've got some Christmas dog costumes somewhere. Obviously, I know Melissa, right?
Yeah, we are definitely an animal friendly channel. Until they poop on my pillow.
I'm surprised he didn't actually like.
I gave her a very stern talking to.
Very heavy.
It was really a heavy knife. It's a beautiful thing.
It's nice though. I like it.
Yeah, if you're trying to chop through something or remove something, that's the piece to do it with.
I did good.
You did good.
You could pat me on the head.
No.
I'm a good girl.
You're a good girl. Now, We need to set the calendar. I won't do it tonight because I'll have to call something else up. But yeah, I'm making a note of that. So Ian and Rob will have knife envy. Well, make sure y'all take a good picture and rub it the hell in.
And this one that has, the bottle opener.
That's just funny. Never thought I would need a bottle opener on a small cleaver, but why not?
I mean, this is like the all-purpose knife, right?
Yeah, and it's actually got some bits up here.
Mm-hmm. Like a little sawy thing.
No, not really a saw.
What is it?
I think that's just more
Gotcha.
to give your
that's
thumb
to,
a better
really
rest.
kill someone, kind of thing.
Yeah, to slice through it a little bit better. This is more for chopping. Severing a joint, that kind of thing.
This is about 7 pounds. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a heavy knife.
Yeah. Ooh, that way.
It's
better than
the Swiss.
Yeah. It is a definite wow. It actually is sharper than I thought it was.
Yeah.
It's actually oil. Did you oil it? It's crazy.
Came with a little oil on it.
Yeah, that's I thought it would be good. And of course, when I buy a present, I can't stop from giving it to the person. But I'm like, you have to remember, this was your birthday and Christmas present.
So I also need y'all to tell me which idea you like better for Ellen's Christmas present.
I don't need a Christmas present. No.
Should I go with the skillet or another vacuum or an iron?
Y'all.
What do y'all think?
No, nothing is fine.
How about getting her a new front grill for my truck?
How about
or
Clay?
a headlight?
Clay, you have paid for every trip for me to go see my grandfather this year, and that is plenty.
He's a good guy. We look forward to having him on.
That's all you need to do for my that's my Christmas and everything. So
I'm thinking the skillet.
All right, y'all.
Yep, it's getting near dinner time.
That's my cue. Love y'all. He's like, go make dinner.
Yeah. It's been good seeing y'all again, and some good ideas. Ellen's hollering out of the corner, we missed you. We did. And really glad to be back with our little family here. And that's y'all really are. Y'all are a great group of people, and y'all make our nights just a whole lot better. So for that, we are grateful. And y'all have good taste in knives. So don't hesitate to spam somebody's channel with them. Love y'all. Appreciate your time tonight. Hope y'all have a great evening and a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with friends, family, wherever the road may take you. Blessings to you all. Thank you for your time. Our time is up. Good night, all. And yes, Melissa, it has been too long. We'll do better at that. Thank you.